Hi, everyone. This is Terri Pace. Welcome. I am so happy to invite you all here. I love doing classes and teaching people about the use of essential oils. I love when classes are interactive, and so feel free to put a comment in the chat or raise your hand. I can unmute you and or unmute yourself and chime in. If you have questions or if you have a story that's relevant to what we're talking about, I love that interaction, right? It makes learning easier for you and teaching a lot more fun for me. So, I'm here to support and answer. Even though I have slides of specific things I'd like to talk about, I'm here to answer your questions. And so, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Terri Pace. I've been a holistic health coach for quite a few years now, using oils for over 10 years. And we're going to explore the daily habits that you can do to help improve breathing, right? Make breathing easy, right? I'm going to talk to you about some of my favorites to open the airways and to support respiratory function. And so I just want to take a couple of minutes to quickly go over what is an essential oil and what are their health benefits, right? So an essential oil is distilled from plants, right? The leaves, the flowers, the berries, stems, bark. As in the case of citrus, it's from the rind. So an essential oil is a naturally occurring, volatile, aromatic compound. It is nature's chemistry. And that essential oil has a message for our cells, right? It is a message-carrying molecule. Now, the essential oil is produced by the plant as part of its defensive and recovery mechanisms and for communication. And so those three things, right, to help protect it from environmental threats, to help recover from microbial or fungal attacks, or to help it with its communication, right? It attracts pollinators and it repels pests. And so those three things is what it's good for us: protection, healing, and communication. When I'm talking about communication, I'm talking about intercellular communication, right? We have things going on all the time inside our body, and it is through that communication that we get, metabolic processes kicked off. So you can use them aromatically, right? Just by putting them in a diffuser. If you don't have a diffuser, put it on your hands, rub your hands together and breathe in deeply, right? You can apply it topically right on the area that you want to impact, or you could take them internally, right? Whether you put it in a glass of water or in a veggie cap or simply drop it under your tongue like I do, right? But I will remind you that not all essential oils are created equal. And so I choose doTERRA essential oils because they have this supplement facts label, right? And they have a higher standard called certified pure therapeutic grade. And so I'm sure of the chemistry that I'm getting in the bottle. And I know that that chemistry delivers very particular outcomes in my body. And so when you're using a therapeutic grade essential oil, we have some really amazing results. Right? Within 22 seconds, we can detect that chemistry in the brain. Within 2 minutes, we find it in the bloodstream. And within 22 minutes, it's in every single cell of your body. And so let me give you an example. Right? So this is a picture of a blood sample. Right? It's actually a live blood sample, which we took this still shot. And if you notice, the cells are kind of misshapen, or kind of clumped together. And if it was the live video, you would see that they're really not moving around very well. So what they did was they took an essential oil and put it on the bottom of this person's foot. And then 30 seconds later, they took another blood sample. And this is what it looks like, right? Very dramatic difference. And 30 seconds later, right? The cells are perky, they're moving around, they're happy. Right? So we can quickly neutralize free radical damage to the cells just by using an essential oil. And so when we're talking about improving breathing, right, we want fast and quick, don't we? Right? Because even a few minutes with you know, breathing, that you might be struggling, right? That makes a big difference. And so let's talk a little bit about things that take our breath away, right? So what I'd like to do is run a quick poll, and it says, let's see, it says immune health, but I want you to apply it as if it's your respiratory health, right? So I just want you to rate your health in this area, 5 being the best and 1 being the lowest, just so I can get an idea of the you know, is it a daily issue for you? Is it a sometimes issue? Is it just a curiosity on your part? So just click on the voting button. Hopefully you guys can find the voting buttons. Okay, I'm going to end the poll. Thank you for sharing that information. Now, I bring humor into a lot of things that I do, right? So I really brought this little cartoon. I wasn't sure if the wine was breathing, so I was giving it mouth to mouth, right? Like, but seriously, what things take our breath away, right? And so here are some of the most common reasons why we might have some difficulty with our airways. So, you know, if you have seasonal threats or maybe even environmental threats, stress takes our breath away, lack of aerobic exercise regularly, right? We're not, I guess we're just not trained for it, right? Poor diet and lifestyle or food choices can contribute. Sometimes obesity takes our breath away. Congestion, whether it's nasal congestion or congestion in the digestive tract, and sometimes even emotional overwhelm. Like, you know, how often has something happened and you literally, you take that gasp, right? Like that emotional overwhelm can sometimes take our breath away. Now, you know, people say you can't live without love. Well, I think oxygen is very important, right? So we have some very staggering facts that we have over 37 million Americans with some kind of chronic lung disease. We have over 50 million people that suffer from allergies, right? Asthma and allergies, 25 million. 6 million of these are children, right? People suffer from COPD, right? These are statistics from the American Lung Association. And the Department of Health and Human Services says of all the types of lung disease, if they put them all together, it's the #3 killer in the United States. And so, yeah, so there is a need here for us to do something. And so what can we do? Well, easy breathing is about oxygenating the blood, right? That's its purpose. Our lungs bring in oxygen, right? And so we have this elaborate system of how the oxygen gets into our bloodstream so that it can travel to all of our organs and tissue, right? When we're denied oxygen, that's a serious issue, right? So how do we get more oxygen into the blood? And how do we move that blood around so that it is circulating well, getting oxygen to all the areas that need it? So the first thing that I like to show is Breathe, which has peppermint in it, right? These both support healthy respiratory function. They help open the airways, clear brain fog, right? Bringing oxygen into the brain very quickly helps to clear that brain fog, improves circulation, and helps to minimize those seasonal threats. Now, Breathe is actually a blend of laurel leaf, eucalyptus, peppermint, melaleuca, lemon, cardamom, ravensara, right? These are amazing essential oils that are all brought together to synergistically create a blend of all these oils that are really good at opening the airways, right? It's so good that they've put them in these little respiratory drops and a little vapor stick so that you can actually put it on the chest when you need to have a little bit better airway exchange, right? Another way that we open our airways right? It's about Digest-N. So Digest-N is a digestive blend. It has things that we know are very supportive to the digestive system. Anise, peppermint, ginger, caraway, coriander, tarragon, fennel, right? These are all spices that you cook with, right? That's because we bring them into our digestive tract because they help balance what's going on there. So why am I mentioning that as it relates to breathing? So, you know, Digest-N, you get all the benefits of peppermint, right? Peppermint's in this blend, so you're going to get all those, you know, healthy influences on our breathing, right? You also, you're going to get the support of a healthy digestive tract. And when you maintain a healthy GI tract, right, you fix the gut, you fix the overproduction of mucus, right? When you fix the gut, you're improving immune function, which helps our breathing, right? You'll learn as we go into this that our first response is that upper respiratory tract, and that's part of the immune response. And so when you concentrate on the digestive tract, you're going to have less mucus that lives up in the respiratory tract, right? There's such a close association. We notice this. I have a handicapped son, and by the time he was 17, he'd been in the ICU more than 25 times. And most of them were about breathing. Most of them were about his inability to bring in oxygen that he needed. And so we had to have oxygen supplied to him, right? And so, you know, we've been aggressively using many of these oils. So what you're hearing today is things that I do every day. And in the 10 years we've been doing this, my son has only been in the hospital once, and that was to have surgery. And so, you know, I live this message. And so if you have any kind of issues with, you know, breathing, I'm here to support you. So one of my favorite ways to do that, right? We take a warm or hot water and we put oils in it and then just breathe it in, right? It's crazy effective. And it's from Dr. Dave Stoyer, right? He gave us this solution. And when it cools, I actually drink it, right? Because now I'm bringing all these really good oils that are supportive to the digestive tract, which supports my immune function and which reduces a lot of that mucus. It's like one of my favorite things to do. Sometimes the oregano, when you're breathing that in your nose with some, like, you know, warm or hot water, it can be a little abrasive. So I will often switch out black pepper for oregano, and it's a little softer. And so you get to choose which way you, that's what I love about essential oils, is that, you know, if you prefer, you know, a different citrus oil than lemon, then you can switch it out, right? It's going to be equally effective. Now, there's an entire lineup of essential oils that I have used over the years, right? Coriander, eucalyptus, geranium. Geranium's like anti-mucolytic. We love lime. We put it right on the lobes of the lower lobes of the lung, right? Lime helps us break up junk. So, and melaleuca and rosemary are amazing just to open the airways, right? It just, you know, I also know that like when you've had mucus that's it's thicker, right? You're a little dehydrated, and so it gets a little sticky, can't get it off your fingers, right? Coriander is really good to help break that up. And so it makes it easier for your body to expel it, right? When we can loosen it a little bit, right? So you need to drink plenty of water, hydrate the body, and use your essential oils to help loosen and break things up and get them out. I also want to mention, you know, there are reflex points on the bottom of your foot that, you know, we trace a path of some of these essential oils. One of my favorites is to do rosemary and breathe together. And, you know, I got this information from a book called Healing for the Age of Enlightenment. And some of my favorite oils that we use are the ones that were mentioned on the other page, but there's a lot of different ones. And so, you know, find the one that the aroma speaks to you, that the results help you, right? There's so many different ways to get this to work for you. Now, we talked a little bit about that upper respiratory tract, right? And so easy breathing sometimes is part about, creating a healthy inflammatory response, right? When your upper respiratory tract is inflamed, we have issues, and not only issues breathing, but inflammation is the #1 cause of a compromised immune system. And so, we want to have improved immune function, right? So we can use different oils to help us with creating that healthy inflammatory response. So one of my favorites is frankincense. It's a daily oil for me, and we use it often. Apply it to the bottom of your feet topically. You can take 2 drops under your tongue or in a capsule, or you can put it in a diffuser with anything. As it's helping us create this healthy inflammatory response, it is also doing a great job at like cellular support, right? And so we know that cells make up tissues, tissues make up organs, and organs make up the systems of the body. So if you want better systems and better function, you have to support the individual cell. And so I love using frankincense to be able to do this. So you with me so far? Okay, we have a few more things to share. So what else can we do? Well, we mentioned it at the beginning, right? Easy breathing is about reducing stress, right? We have an enormous impact when we feel stressed, right? It does take our breath away. And so these are the top 4, right? There's a chemical constituent that's called linalool. It's very high in these 4 oils: basil, coriander, lavender, and petitgrain, right? And so this helps reduce cortisol in your bloodstream, which actually returns you to a normal state. Remember, when you are responding to stress, right, we have chemistry that gets released in the body that, our breathing changes, our heart rate changes, our visual acuity changes, we stop or slow down digestion and waste elimination. And so chronic stress is real difficult on the body, right? And so you can apply any of these topically to the bottom of your feet, take them in a capsule, or put them with a citrus oil in a diffuser. We can also use the new adaptive system. I really love talking about this because it's a really unique formulation. It combines neurotransmitters with alkaloids, fatty acids, and essential oils in this very multifaceted approach, right? The alkaloids sustain our serotonin, right? Serotonin is one of the brain chemistries that helps our perception of what's going on around us. It helps modulate GABA. GABA is the chemistry that reduces our stress response, right? And so whenever we're stressed out, right, we release chemistry to help us get ready to go. But then your body has to release another chemical to help kind of roll that back. And so GABA is the other side of cortisol and epinephrine, right? It's what we release after the crisis is over to kind of calm everything back down, right? And so this helps you, get good GABA levels, sustain the right levels of serotonin, right? Lots and lots of great testimonials for people who are using the system. Now, it's a system, right? It's an oil, right, that you can put in the diffuser, which they put also in a roller so that you can apply it easily to a pulse point, the back of your neck, or, like on your wrists. And it's actually a capsule that combines a lot of these. It's like brain food, right? We're creating good chemistry in the brain to help reduce that reactiveness and our stress response. And so those capsules, they are taking care of that systemic pathway, while the essential oil blend is working in that limbic system, which is that fight or flight response to some kind of stimuli. Now, what we do every single day matters, right? And if you look at the 4 things on the bottom of this pyramid, these are the things that impact our health experience, right? And so eating right is on the bottom of the pyramid for a reason, because, nourishment is key to making sure that the cells and the body chemistry and all of the metabolic processes happen correctly. And if you're deficient in, particular vitamins, minerals, essential fatty acids, or enzymes, your body is going to kind of be a wobbly instead of kind of this, easy going wave. And so when we're talking about easy breathing, we have to create a terrain for healing, right? So one of my favorite books by a friend of mine, Becky Hinsey, she talked about how proper nutrition can actually help us create, the right disposition. But in it, she actually talked about how nutrition is the support for that cellular communication, and it oxygenates the blood. Okay, that's one of our goals here when we're talking about easy breathing. And so we want to clear those receptor sites off, and we want to oxygenate the blood and make our breathing a lot easier. And one of the side benefits is essential oils just make us feel happier. So, as we're working on, cellular health, right? We love the Lifelong Vitality. It is a 3-pack of vitamins. One is your vitamins and minerals. The other is essential fatty acids, right? The omegas, and a cellular integrity blend. And these powerful blend of nutrients and metabolic benefits, right? They have antioxidants in them. They promote energy, health, and vitality. Anybody want those 3 things? I'm like, I do. So one of the things I love about them is that we have the right format, right? It's bioavailable to the body. They're in the right balance, right? The essential oils and vitamins and minerals are all kind of like proportionate to each other. And they have these amazing certified pure therapeutic grade essential oils that are antioxidants in them, which helps promote a healthy inflammatory response in your body. So we're going to have easier breathing because we're controlling inflammation. And by combining these things in this way, we're actually increasing absorption, which is the foundation for cellular integrity. For your health comes from that little cell. And so I am here to support you. If you don't yet have essential oils at your fingertips, I'd love to send you some samples. Or you could fill out the little contact me at this link, right? Just a way for me to know that you're interested, and so I can call you or email you, or you can just text me, right? This is my cell phone and my email. You can find me on Facebook or Instagram. I have a Vimeo channel with lots of recordings. Maybe you're watching this recording on this channel. We do lots of different classes, so when you get connected to me, you'll find some other really awesome topics coming up next, right? Mondays at 6 and Tuesdays at 2. We're doing classes all through July. And so next week, we're doing men's health on Monday night, and Tuesday at 2, we're doing women's health and hormones. And then we're going to focus on improving immune function next Thursday night. And so I invite you to come and join us and learn a little bit more. And hopefully you'll have some oils at your fingertips, and you'll use them in a way that creates a thriving life